I was working as a consultant for a Fortune 50 company recently when I stopped the controller in the hallway and said, "Did you realize that your company is losing over $10 million per year in a category that doesn't even show up on your balance sheet?" Well, that got his attention. He was ready to fire his finance managers, and then I explained further. In a study that surveyed 400 companies with the average size of 100,000 employees in the US and the United Kingdom, it was determined that on average, companies this size lose $62.4 million per year as a result of poor communication. The poor communication, they explained, was due to a misunderstanding of company policies, company processes, job function, or a combination of all three. That's just over $26,000 per year per employee. Now, if you take that number, multiply it by the number of employees in your company, you get a pretty good idea of how much your company is losing. If you're a CFO, CEO, or a business leader concerned about the profit and loss of your company, wouldn't you like to add that money back into your profitability? I've seen that study cited in numerous articles with ways to improve communication throughout an organization. But what I have yet to see is a methodology for how to track or measure the quality and the results of that communication that would link it to the financial losses. Until you have such a measurement process in place, you can never be sure your communication is improving and you've stopped the hemorrhaging affecting your company's profits. Of course, measuring communication effectiveness is not easy, but it can be done. And I'd like to offer just one example of how you can measure that communication. There are several others, but let's just start with one. In many companies, when a person is hired, a policy book is given during the orientation, and the new employee is expected to read it, sign it, and then is held accountable to adhere to all the company's policies. I suspect that unless there is an annual review and sign process, that policy book will rarely, if ever, be opened again. Unless, of course, there's a violation, which, depending on the policy and violation, could result in massive fines, lawsuits, and significant damage to the company's reputation. There are many reasons why an employee violates a company policy, but I propose that there is a correlation to the frequency, the clarity, and the manner of how company policies are communicated to employees. If the company has a problem with some or many policies being violated, implementing a comprehensive, ongoing communication strategy will result in violation reductions and save the company thousands or even millions of dollars. I think we all know the value of good communications, and this is just one example of how you can prove it, measure it, and improve your bottom line. I'm John Manning, and if you're interested in finding more ways to track your communication efforts, contact me and let's start a conversation. Thank you for watching another episode of this Click series.